I said that if Robert Pattinson's Batman doesn't introduce Robin, then I will riot. I will lose my mind because we've gotten a bunch of Batman films, and I want to read a quote about what Robert Pattinson said, because Robert Pattinson spoke on what he would want with Robin being in Batman. So he said this, saying yes, I want Robin, but he has to be 13. That's the only way I will accept it. No, I love Death in the Family and stuff, but I think it would be so cool. Also, people are so scared of it, but it's kind of exciting. I think it will be a really fun addition.
By the way, and one thing that I'm going to say here is it makes sense because you can't introduce Robin after you've introduced Batman and not have an origin story, because that would mean that Robin existed as Batman's sidekick and we just haven't seen it yet. Having said that, I don't think that necessarily means he has to be 13. And, but I'm not necessarily opposed to that. Listen, and this is one of those things that makes it difficult because with the DCU Batman, the Brave and the Bold, they already said they're using Damian Wayne, who, is literally a child and is probably also going to be 13. And I just think that they need to do things very differently in the DCU Batman movie and the Batman Part 2. And I think that if they do use a 13-year-old Dick Grayson Robin, that's going to be very similar to the age of Damian Wayne, and I don't necessarily think that's the right move. However, it doesn't impact the Batman Part 2 story in a negative way. I just think that strategically for Warner Brothers and DC, it's not the right move because you need to have those movies, be very different. That's all.
I disagree.
So
yeah, go ahead.
Strategically, I'm not saying it impacts the movies in a bad way, but I'm saying strategy-wise, you want to have these movies different for a number of reasons. Number one, you don't want them to be too similar and people feel like they're getting the same movie. Number one. Number two, you want to diversify. You want to have different Robins, establish the character of Robin in a better, well-rounded way. And also like licensing and everything like that. So there's a number of reasons. I'm sure I can think of more, but I think those are the main ones. But why do you disagree?
I disagree, bro, because the story of Robin and the story of Dick Grayson and the story of Damian are two different people. I think that in Brave and the Bold, we're going to be getting a lot more of Ra's al Ghul, the Lazarus Pit. I think that Brave and the Bold is going to be more like, I see Brave and the Bold being, we're not going to be in Gotham the whole entire story, if that makes sense. And I think Brave and the Bold is going to be one of the first Batman films where we're not in Gotham. I mean, we're always in Gotham when it comes to Batman movies until like BVS, which a lot of that was in Gotham. This was on my mind for like the whole day that I wanted to talk to you about, because if you think about it, right, and this is what I think Elseworlds is going to play, because I was kind of just reading, I was going through all of James Gunn's tweets. I was reading the news about, Matt Reeves working on the Batman, and I think I found the purpose of Elseworlds. I think I finally understand what they're trying to do. James Gunn is using the Batman to build the lore leading up to Brave and the Bold. So basically, the Batman, so when we watch Brave and the Bold, right, and we see Nightwing Robin, right, and we see Jason Todd, or if we see Damian Wayne, James Gunn wants us to say, oh, how did Nightwing become Batman's sidekick? Let me go and watch the Batman Part 2, and I'll watch the origin for Robin. And I think that what he's going to do with the Elseworlds is he's going to use that to build more solo-centric projects that are built on the origins and the lore of the character. And I don't think it's going to be for every single character, but I think it's like going to be for certain characters that he might not want to build up to, like in his main DCU, but those stories can make extra cash and those stories can be super popular.